go.
Hello iedereen, and welcome once again to another episode of the Dang Oracle. Hope everybody's doing well today, and what a crazy day that we had on Bitcoin. Amazing day. I hope everybody managed to get a little piece of that volatility that was ongoing on Bitcoin. We had the target that we were discussing yesterday, of course, that 6,400 range, somewhere-ish around there. You saw that price went down nicely to 6,000, I think 6,460, something like that. Yeah, it was very close, very close to, and inside the green box that that we were expecting. So that planned out, and then we saw on our historical volatility percentile that the move was not done yet, and we keep seeing big moves all through the whole day actually, and it's still ongoing right now. So first of all, let's check out how everything is going in the rest of the world as usual. So let's see. So we can see that the US already has 640,000 people, Spain 180,000, Italy 165. So yeah, I think the amount of people is starting to drop slowly now. So that's a very good sign. Let's go to our coronavirus chart. Let's refresh this because I know for a fact that we actually already crossed over the 2 million, and there you have it. We crossed over the 2 million and 69,819 on this delayed. This is actually a little bit delayed, so it's not fully updated yet. But as you can see, we still have, well, it's slowing down process, but as you can see, there's no push back down yet. And when we had a very good result in France yesterday, as you can see, we had the little slope down. Well, the slope down went back up, so that's not good. So we had some more cases and relapses in France, sadly enough. And looking at other countries, it seems that it's slowing down. Like in the US, it's slowing down, but we still don't have that dip. So what we're waiting for is, of course, a sustained dip, like in France, not dip and then back up, obviously. But overall, I do think that things are starting to slow down a little bit. So let's hope for the best, and let's hope that by the end of the month that things hopefully go down a lot more. So let's go back into our Bitcoin. Amazing, isn't it, guys? Amazing. So today, like I said, we were looking at this 6.4k range, somewhere around there, and what we hit the price at 6,461, I guess. Yeah, 6,461. Perfect. Closed my short position. Actually, I closed a little bit before that already, like around 6.5k actually. So I closed my positions there already, took my profits, got out, and then I actually kind of expected that we would have a small bounce, but that small bounce became a very big bounce, if you can see. But overall, in the macro perspective, and that's what we should always be keeping in mind of, is in the macro perspective, things have not changed at all. Right? So we still don't have a higher high. What I mean is, if you look at the previous local high, which was at 7,200, we did not make a higher high. The one before that, to 7,000, was 7,300, and so on. So what we're actually seeing is actually the typical downtrend. That is very normal. We keep making lower highs, right? So even if this candle is very bullish, and it's actually an engulfing bullish candle, it engulfs the previous daily candle so far. But the day is still long, guys. The day is still long, and I have a feeling that this candle is going to be a very long wick from the top end once again. So even if we hit back up here, I have a feeling that we'll be ending up below the yellow line by tomorrow. But time will only tell, and tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. we will find out if I was right or not. But I have a feeling that we will be closing once again below the yellow line by tomorrow. But who knows? I just know that I am back into a shorting position. I actually never thought that it would go all the way up here to 7,160. It went to 7,160. I only thought it would go to somewhere 7.1. So re-entry there at my shorting position at 7.1K, because I do think that the overall macro perspective has not changed for me at all. So let's go back to our 2-day chart. 2-day chart is now obviously looking very, very, very positive. But like I said, the divergence, the distance that between the EMA, the blue line, and the orange line is still very, very, very big. So as long as that gap keeps widening and keeps going, then there's no reason for me to think that we are in a bullish phase or in a recovery phase. So for me, nothing changes in on the macro perspective. It will only slow down a little bit our drop, obviously, but still I don't think that we will get very far. Like I said, I still expect us to go down from this spot here, and I don't think we will be making a higher high, but obviously those things can happen. And if we start closing some candles, like I said, above this previous high here at around 7.3K, we have a very good chance that we'll go all the way up to 7.8K, 7.9K, you know, and the beautiful big green box that I have also mentioned to you guys before. But for me, this is a very easy spot to handle, put a stop loss. I shorted at 7.1. If we make a higher high, so if we go higher than 7.2K, so I think my stop loss is like at this EMA line here at the 7 to 10. So I put it at like 7 to 11 or something like that as a stop loss. So if it gets over there, well, then tough luck, right? Then we are wrong. But if we are correct, obviously we have a nice chance once again, because what I really, really think is that we are going back down once again. So let's go zoom in a little bit on the 4-hour chart. So this is what I have on the 4-hour chart, and this was actually what I expected, that we would not break up above this spot, this spot here. So we can move this line a little bit like this, right? So maybe this a little bit here, something like, yeah. So basically I never thought that we would be going up above this green line here, which is around 7.1K, like I've explained to you guys before. Let's move this green box back here. But obviously we can always wick up, and definitely in the short term we can always wick up and down. But this green box is a very important area, because like I explained before, we touched this as support 1, 2, 3 times, and then we broke down, then we retested it, but we got rejected, and that's how we ended up this low at 6.4K level. Then we went back up again, and now most likely, not sure yet, we will be knowing a lot more actually in around 18 minutes, because in 18 minutes we will have the 12-hour candle close, which obviously also will be closing the 4-hour candle close. So if we get rejected at the 4-hour, the 12-hour candle close, and if we get rejected below our important 7.1K line, once again, this could be considered as a double top. And amai, thank you for following me and welcome to the channel. So what we can see is then we would be having a double rejection top. So here and here we would have a double rejection. Not only that, we will also see that this is a lower high and this is a lower low, which is actually the whole point of I mean, that's just what a downtrend is, right? You keep making lower highs and you keep making lower lows, and then the price keeps dropping down. You always have to know that prices are very fluent, and it will always make a little bounce up. But if the little bounce up is smaller and the bounce down is bigger, obviously we get a downtrend and prices end up going down more. So what I'm seeing is, like I said, still a lower high lower lows and the rejections, and now we see a very powerful rejection. If, like I said, nothing is confirmed yet, we still have to wait a little bit of a little bit of time, but we'll know pretty soon, in a couple of in 15-20 minutes. Yeah, we'll be knowing a lot more if this was going to be a rejection or we get continuation of our pattern. But I still don't see it that we are going to be going up in a reversal right here at this point. I mean, okay. So I wanted to once again show the signature of the volume, and as you can see here, we've been making a volume trend here from. And the volume has been keep steadily going down, and actually this one is obviously higher than expected, so we can still make it the trend line a little bit higher here, and we can see that volume, except for this part for today, volume has been very low, and that means that most likely our big move is not over yet, and we still will know a lot more very soon. Hi Mackenzie, welcome. And whoop, what did I wanted to tell you to look at? Okay, then what I'm seeing is what I feel is that this is an descending triangle that we are forming right now. And what is a descending triangle? Well, this is a descending triangle. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. So a descending triangle is when we have a downtrend, we have a flat trend line on the bottom, and then we have keep making lower highs, and then we get a trend continuation. So if you look at my chart, I've already gave the secret a little bit away. So we have here our downtrend that we are seeing, and then we have a move up, and then we have a move down, then we have a move up, and then we have a move down. So most likely we'll most likely have another bounce up, and at one point it is going to break, right? That's basically what the trend, the pattern is showing us. And then how much is what is our entry and what is our profit target? So what you do is you take the horizontal here, the vertical here from A to B, and that is symmetrical to the C to D, and that's our profit target. So like I've done it, I think I've done that yesterday already as well. So we take our vertical here from this top here to this bottom here, and then we just move that one to the breaking point. So let's say we break tomorrow or something like that from here, and then you can clearly see that we will be arriving in this red box, which is something that I've been telling you guys for a long time already. Most likely we will be reaching this price point by next week or something like that, and that is still what I am expecting. Nothing has changed so far, except if we manage to start making higher highs and closing candles as a higher high. So right now we do not have a close yet. In 13 minutes, as you can see, we will have a close and we will know a lot more, but this looks, like I said, like a very big rejection to me. You can see the wick is already so long, and I do think that this wick is going to be completely nullified most likely by tomorrow. And I think that by tomorrow our daily candle, this candle here, is going to be below this yellow line, below 6,850, I think, by tomorrow. But like I said, those are the kind of things we cannot be sure and completely sure, but the probabilities are very high. And why am I still so convinced that this trend is not a reversal? Well, one of the reasons is, of course, there's so much resistance on the top side, and not only that, we can clearly see that we have not made any higher high, right? It's clear as day that this most likely is just a short squeeze, because when the price went almost near to our target green box here, algos and bots, well, most algos and bots were starting to switch over to sell, and thus started to enter shorting positions. And then now what they're doing is just to get rid of all those shorts, and then once the market is clear, they will enter the shorts themselves, and price will eventually go down again. So what else can we look at? Okay, let's look at our 12-hour patterns. Like I said here, our horizontal volatility percentile, as you can see, is still contracting, and we had our big move here, as you can see, yesterday and today. I told you guys it would be around $1,000 move. The HVP doesn't tell you the direction, but it tells you that it will be a big move. And as you can see here, we went from 6.9 to 6.4, so that's $500, and then went back up to 7.1. So that's pretty much a $1,000 move, right? So that's basically what I mean by looking at this HVP indicator, which is an amazing tool. And if you learn how to use that tool, you'll be making good decisions and good trades, and you know when to time your trades a lot better. Anyways, so as you can see now, we are contracting a little bit and expanding a little bit, but it's still not really like usually what happens is when we contract like this and we get the signal, it turns into very red again, because it's like, okay, the volatility is over, right? So we go back to, we reset our clock, and it goes back to high red, and it contracts once again, and then we get a big move again. But as you can see right now, the HVP is actually not that high. It's only 34 right now, and most likely it will start, like I said, it most likely will start contracting once again already from this spot. And that's one of the reasons why I'm pretty certain that was it. Like, that move was it. It's most likely not going to go higher, and it will most likely be projected there, and then we'll be contracting once again, and then we'll have a big move once again in the near future. And looking at the volume profile, most likely by end of this week, it could still happen this week or next week, somewhere around there. Okay, so what we can see here is that finally our RSI made a very strong move. As you can see, it went down here, and we kind of made like a double bottom type on the RSI, and then it just smashed up here. But as you can see, it still has some space to go, right? But if it gets rejected here at the previous resistance, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure it will just drop back down once again. So that's what I'm expecting so far. So let's go into the expected moves. So let's look at the expected moves for the next 12 hours. For the next 12 hours, the first standard deviation is at the 7,200 exactly. As you can see, 7,199. And like I've said, we only start making higher highs when we cross 7.2K. But it's very unlikely right now, because the first standard deviation on the upper side is only 7,199. Of course, this can change with the trend, right? Like, if we keep holding the 7,000 mark, then most likely we'll be breaking the 7.2, and then once we break the 7.2, there's quite a lot of chance that we'll be going all the way up to 7.7 and 7.8K to wash out all the over leveraged traders, right? So there's still a chance that we get higher, right? Although, like I said, I don't think that is going to happen, but who knows? Welcome, Biku Daniel. Yes, welcome to the channel. And let's look what our bottom standard deviation range is. The first bottom standard deviation range is right now at 6,850. And where is that? That is exactly where our yellow line is, what I told you guys before. Our yellow line at the EMA 21 on the daily is exactly at 6,851. And why is that important? Because, well, it makes all the sense in the world, right? Like, in the next 12 hours, if the first standard deviation, if we range to the 7.2K, we're not making a higher high. If we're going down to the first, the bottom standard deviation, then we are hitting our EMA 21, which is our pivot line, a so important line that we've been talking for a really long time on every stream actually about. So Another thing that we wanted to check is the weekly chart. The weekly is looking very bullish right now, but I've already told you guys the week is still long, and then we have until the end of the week to have it changed. And with this shooting star candle, I don't think this is a reversal pattern, and I don't think that we will be making a higher high. So although it's still probable, there's still a chance, like I said, but this weekly yellow line is pushing us down, and the weekly yellow line is at 7,679 now. And as you can see, the distance, the divergence between this blue line and this yellow line is increasing on a daily basis. It keeps widening, it keeps getting bigger. That means the volatility, I mean the pressure from the top to push the price down is actually getting bigger and bigger every day, not weakening. And once we see the divergence slowly, and we see that the slope of that yellow line starting to flatten, same as like our COVID, right? When we see the lines starting to flatten, only then we can think about a reversal. And when we start seeing some bullish divergences on the daily, then we can think about real reversals. But for now, that's not happening, and we don't see that so far yet. So I know that it's very, like, you know, there are a lot of people who are very bullish and very Bitcoin enthusiastic, but right now this is what the chart and the technicals are telling us. We cannot deny it. The downtrend is real, and it's most likely going to be a longer downtrend than what you think it will be. Hi Marwa Kaji, welcome to the channel. So yes, that's what I wanted to tell on that. Let's see, what did I wanted to tell here? Oh yeah, I wanted to check a little bit here on the 4-hour chart, and on the 4-hour chart we can also see that the RSI is still currently in this flag and this channel formation that I've been drawing on the 4-hour chart. And look, like here once again on the 4-hour chart, I think we are going to create some sort of a double top once again here, and here. So I think yeah, I think our downturn is quite imminent, to be honest. And why is this color theme not dark? Okay, this is better. There. Hi Samira, Sarah, welcome to the channel. Boom. Okay, so so we will see a very interesting moment in about 4 minutes, which is the closing of the 4-hour or the 12-hour channel, 4-hour candle. So I definitely want to check that one out once it arrives. So before we do that, let's see what the daily is saying. Daily is still, stocks are still going down on the daily chart. RSI is making a cross up, which is actually quite positive. But yeah, let's see by tomorrow if that is holding. Hash ribbons are still showing quite a lot of divergence, although it's a little bit less now. So miners are getting maybe a little bit more hope. Yeah, but yeah. So let's go to our S&P. What I wanted to show, S&P 500 here. So this is the 4-hour chart on the S&P futures, and as you can see, we made a very strong drop yesterday, and now we are still holding the EMA 21 or the one line. But like I said, this is the chart to be looking at. Once we drop down from this rising wedge, things will be, you know, very bad on everywhere, on every market. So it's not only the S&P that I'm looking at. And as you can see here, this horizontal volatility percentile showed us that we were going to have a strong move in some direction. And as you can see, we had a very strong move here from this point to this point, and now we are once again contracting again. So most likely we will have another big move very soon, and that you can see on the 10-hour chart. As you can see here, 10-hour chart is showing is here a very big move, contracting, still contracting, and not done yet. So this one, as you can see, once we drop out of this rising wedge, then Bitcoin is most likely at that point, if we drop down from this rising wedge, at that point most likely Bitcoin will be around the target area that I am expecting of 5,800, 5,900. Also we can see that the stocks are starting to curl down very strongly. We can make a trend line here, as you can see here as well, that we've been making a lot of tops on that zone in that area. So yeah, that shows pretty much what I've been expecting, and I think S&P is going to make a substantial drop during the nighttime, most likely again, when the market is going to be open. And the market is going to be open, well, stock exchange is going to be open around 9:30, New York Stock Exchange, I mean. So we'll see what happens with the S&P then, but most likely it's going to be dropping a little bit more. Gold, I've told you guys I've been pretty bullish on gold for the last couple of days. Every time, as you can see, we have the accumulation pattern, week of accumulation pattern. If you don't know what that is, you should watch one of my videos. I've explained the difference between the week of accumulation pattern and the week of distribution pattern. This is a V-shape correction. If you don't know that one, look at my video of the 4 market corrections. And this is a V-shape correction, and most likely we will be going back to our previous highs. We can see that very clearly on the monthly chart, and as you can see here, I'm looking at around 1800 area. That's most likely where gold is going to be arriving to. Well, it's going to be slow, right? So maybe end of the month, something like that. I do expect that we have continuation of our bullish trend. So I don't think it's a bad idea to be hedging yourself into gold, because gold is actually the real hedge right now if you look at what everything is going on in the market. So also be very careful that if you're buying into gold, make sure that you're buying into physical gold, because a lot of gold is being traded right now, like, you know, paper gold, how you call it. You basically get a paper that can be exchanged into real gold. But the problem is, like, if all these people are starting to try to get the physical gold for that paper, I don't think we will have enough gold and warehouses to be sending it to everybody. So I would be very, very careful if you're trading for paper gold. If you can, if you want to be investing, I would suggest then to invest into physical gold. And look at this, even on the daily, this looks very, very constructive. We are in the bullish control area, and this looks like a continuation pattern. So like I said, I think we'll be seeing gold at 1800 probably more sooner than later. Okay. What else I wanted to say is that's the CME chart. I'm just taking a quick look at the CME chart. So we broke, same as the CME chart, we had this bearish cross, and then they're trying to make it a bullish cross once again, but we have to see if it happens, yes or no. Most of the times this can be another fake out, and as you can see here, we already have a pretty wick, a big wick on the top side. Our 12-hour candle closed, so let's take a look. That's where we're at. So we are at 7,044. Let's put it down to the 12-hour here. This actually doesn't look that bad for a 12-hour candle close. This is still quite high. So maybe I'm wrong, and maybe we'll be seeing a little bit higher. But as you can see here, on the VWAP ratio, we can see here that this is the very strong resistance here. But I would be very, very interesting. It will be very interesting if we manage to close some candles above this area here immediately already, actually 7,286. But yeah, let's see. And then maybe let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. So we'll have to move this one a little bit here to be more correct with our descending. But this actually looks quite bullish, to be honest, and the volume is actually not that bad. So maybe maybe Bitcoin is going to be surprising us and everything, but definitely not really in a very panicky mode right now. I still do believe macro trend has not changed at all. Hi Brahim, welcome to the channel. So actually, this is very clear. We will know for sure by tomorrow. So if tomorrow we see a candle close, this candle, if this candle closes above the EMA 21, then yeah, we might see some continuation again, and we might retest this resistance line again. But if tomorrow and we see a very long wick like this, like a shooting star, it's not a shooting star obviously, but if we see a very long wick to down below the 6,850, then yeah, then you will see that everything was just a fake out, right? Ooh, wow, look at that, guys. Price suddenly dropped $100 in like 1 second in front of our eyes. So yeah, I still believe that this is just a retest, and we will be seeing more continuation of our downtrend, and most likely we'll be seeing by next week. Let's see if we bounce one more time here, we bounce a little bit up. Yeah, probably by next week we'll be seeing a big drop back down to 5.8, 5.9K, something like that, once this this horizontal volatility profile is maturing once again. But as you can see, it's rising up now, so it will take a few days, maybe, like I said, maybe next week, until we drop back down. Okay. Anyways, another thing that I wanted to tell you guys is, as you know, there has been a lot of talks about the FED printing so much money, printing trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, that is causing inflation, and that is what basically keeping the prices up. That is what making the stock prices go up during this time where the whole economy is basically down. Well, that is actually quite correct, but actually the amount of money that is being printed is actually also happening here in the crypto industry. And if you look at the chart, this is what the stablecoins market cap is. And as you can see, since the drop of March 12, since we had that huge drop, 2 billion US dollar tether has been printed. So, and others, obviously other stablecoins like Circle USDC and BUSD, the Binance stablecoin, and Paxos has all increased. And you see Binance increased by 85%. So we have been printing a ton of stable coins, a ton of USDT, a ton of USDC, a ton of BUSD. So it's pretty much the reason why I do believe that we are seeing so much the price being kept up right now. But I think when reality hits, when the printer stops working, we will see a major crash before we see a reversal. And like I said, I don't think this is going to be a V-shaped reversal. Most likely it's going to be a W correction or an L correction if you are very, very bearish or very, very negative. But I strongly believe that it most likely going to be a W correction. But we'll be following this up on a daily basis, so you won't miss out anything what I'm thinking or what I'm projecting. But so what am I projecting for now is for tomorrow is like I've already indicated. I think that we will be closing back below this yellow line here. So most likely we will have a small bounce here once again at the 6,750-ish range. So I think we're gonna go down here. Maybe we'll get another little bounce here. If not, so maybe a little bounce here, and then we'll most likely continue our downtrend down back to our support at the 6.4K level. And once again, small bounce up, and then maybe next week or in the weekend or something like that, we will resume our downtrend and we'll go back down to where I think we will end up around this level here at 5,850, 5,009, between 5,850 to 5,900 ish area. So I think that's perfect. So let's see tomorrow. It's going to be quite exciting. At least for me, this is exciting. I don't know about you guys if it's exciting or not, but for me, this is quite exciting. And then let's look for the to end the stream. Maybe let's look at the Binance traders chart. So let's take a look. Trading data, and let's see. So right now short accounts are at 56.39% and long are at 43, and the positions itself, actually there are more long positions right now, but some of them closed their long positions already. Yeah, there's still more long positions than short positions as position, but overall accounts are still more shorts than longs. So yeah, very little things changed on that area. Maybe take a look at the open interest chart. That might be interesting. So what can we say? This is quite interesting. So I wanted to check what happens during the open interest while the price is going up. So as you can see, while price is going up here, open interest is actually going down, as you can see here. See, we had 81,000 Bitcoins, and then it dropped to 70,000 Bitcoins. That's an insane amount of open interest drops. What does that mean? So price is going up, shorts are closing their position, and or people are actually losing interest, even though the price is going up. So once again, that kind of it tells me the story that this pump was actually just a liquidity pump to close down a lot of shorts, right? Boop. Let's take a look a little bit maybe on a longer term basis, and boom, from this point to this point. Yeah. And here you can see here, while the price here is actually going down, the open interest is going up, and that's actually a very bearish thing. That means that while price is going down, people are increasing and putting in their shorting positions, right? Okay, so maybe take a look at the VWAP ratio. Let's see what the VWAP ratio, if there's any updates on that area. I don't think it's anything different, but who knows? Let's see. Oh, we still see that that the purple line is still below the pink line, but I do have to say that the distance, the divergence, is actually getting a little bit smaller. So that's actually a more positive news for the miners actually. So, but for now, as you can see on the macro perspective, still nothing has changed, and we are still in our downtrend for now. But let's see. I think tomorrow we'll be knowing a lot more. Like I said, the most important thing is the candle close tomorrow. Do we close below the yellow line, yes or no, at 8 a.m. by tomorrow? And once we've seen that, we can resume our theory that most likely we are just ranging, we are just creating lower highs and lower lows, which is in consensus a downtrend. So yeah, let's see tomorrow what happens. But until then, see you guys tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. GMT +8. Until then, stay home, stay safe, and stay COVID free.